A single rogue trader brought down a centuries-old bank. The Barings Bank collapse shook the global financial world profoundly. Nick Leeson, a 27-year-old British derivatives trader stationed in Singapore, was at the epicenter of this unprecedented financial maelstrom. He began managing the bank's back-office operations before transitioning to speculative trading in futures and options. His unauthorized activities revolved around contracts traded on the Singapore International Monetary Exchange, (SIMEX), with a significant focus on the Nikkei 225 stock index. Leeson cunningly established an infamous internal error account, number 8888888858, to conceal his rapidly accumulating losses. This hidden account served as a black hole for problematic trades and allowed him to manipulate financial reporting figures effectively. He made massive directional bets, anticipating that the Nikkei 225 index would steadily rise. However, the devastating Kobe earthquake striking Japan in January 1995 caused the Japanese market to plummet dramatically. This event severely exacerbated his already enormous speculative positions. Desperate to recover his mounting deficits, Leeson aggressively doubled down on his bets, buying even more futures contracts. This ill-fated strategy only deepened the crisis exponentially. Barings Bank, a venerable London-based institution with a rich history spanning 233 years, found itself facing catastrophic liabilities. The total loss amounted to an astounding sum of approximately £827 million. This staggering figure converted to around $1.4 billion at the time of the crisis. The bank's relatively modest capital base of around £400 million simply could not absorb such a colossal amount of debt. Internal controls designed to prevent such a disaster were either systematically bypassed or completely ignored. The critical lack of segregation of duties, where Leeson both executed trades and cleared his own transactions, created an open door for fraud. This allowed a comparatively junior trader to amass these catastrophic liabilities entirely unnoticed by senior management, until it was far too late to intervene. On February 26, 1995, Barings Bank, the Queen's own bank, was officially declared insolvent. It was subsequently sold to the Dutch banking group ING for a symbolic sum of £1, marking a humiliating end to its 233-year legacy. Leeson initially fled to Germany, but was eventually apprehended and extradited back to Singapore. He served 4 years of a 5.5-year prison sentence, highlighting the severe and lasting consequences of his reckless and fraudulent actions. This historic event remains a stark and powerful reminder of the extreme dangers posed by unchecked risk, inadequate oversight, and individual greed in the intricate world of financial markets. The incident forced regulators worldwide to reevaluate risk management protocols and internal audit procedures to prevent similar collapses. The financial devastation stretched across several continents, affecting numerous investors and employees. A single number wiped out centuries of financial might. The Barings Bank story reveals a catastrophic breakdown of trust and oversight, centered around a 27-year-old trader named Nick Leeson, who orchestrated a colossal financial disaster from Singapore. His unauthorized activities focused heavily on the Singapore International Monetary Exchange, (SIMEX), dealing primarily with the Nikkei 225 stock index. Leeson ingeniously set up an internal error account, designated 888858, to meticulously hide his rapidly mounting losses. This clandestine account became a vast repository for problematic trades, enabling him to fraudulently manipulate financial reporting figures with alarming ease. He made audacious directional bets, confidently assuming the Nikkei 225 index would consistently climb. However, the devastating Kobe earthquake struck Japan in January 1995, causing an immediate and dramatic plummet in the Japanese market. This unforeseen event severely exacerbated his already enormous speculative positions, pushing him deeper into a financial abyss. Desperate to recoup his burgeoning deficits, Leeson aggressively doubled down on his wagers, purchasing even more futures contracts in a desperate attempt to recover. This ill-fated strategy only deepened the crisis exponentially and irrevocably sealing the bank's fate. Barings Bank, a revered London-based institution boasting a rich history of 233 years, found itself confronting liabilities of an unimaginable scale. The total financial loss surged to an astounding £827 million sterling, equivalent to approximately 1.4 billion US dollars at that critical time. The bank's relatively modest capital base of around £400 million proved utterly insufficient to absorb such a colossal amount of debt. Internal controls designed specifically to avert such a disaster were either systematically circumvented or simply disregarded entirely. The critical absence of proper segregation of duties, where Leeson simultaneously executed trades and cleared his own transactions, provided a wide-open gateway for extensive fraud. This critical flaw allowed a comparatively junior trader to accumulate these catastrophic liabilities entirely unnoticed by high-level senior management until it was far too late to implement any effective intervention. On February 26, 1995, Barings Bank, famously known as the Queen's Own Bank, was officially declared insolvent, a devastating blow to its prestigious legacy. It was subsequently acquired by the Dutch banking group ING for a symbolic sum of £1, marking a humiliating and definitive end to its 233-year existence. Leeson initially sought refuge in Germany, but was eventually apprehended and extradited back to Singapore to face justice. He subsequently served 4 years of a 5.5-year prison sentence, underscoring the severe and enduring repercussions of his reckless and deceitful actions. This historic episode remains a stark, powerful, and enduring reminder of the extreme perils posed by unchecked risk, inadequate oversight, and individual greed within the complex world of financial markets, profoundly impacting countless investors and employees globally. Regulators across various continents were compelled to critically reevaluate existing risk management protocols and internal audit procedures to prevent any recurrence of similar catastrophic collapses, emphasizing the need for robust financial safeguards. An unthinkable financial collapse was orchestrated by one truly audacious individual. Barings Bank, a revered London institution with a 233-year legacy, faced unprecedented ruin. Its downfall centered on Nick Leeson, a very young 27-year-old trader in Singapore. Leeson operated through the Singapore International Monetary Exchange, SIMEX, betting heavily on the Nikkei 225 stock index. To hide mounting losses, he created an internal error account numbered 888-888-58. This secret account became a vast repository for problematic trades, enabling fraudulent manipulation of financial reports. Leeson made aggressive directional bets, confidently expecting the Nikkei 225 index to always climb. Then the devastating Kobe earthquake struck Japan in January 1995. This event caused an immediate dramatic plummet in the Japanese market. His enormous speculative positions were severely exacerbated. Desperate to recover, Leeson doubled down on wagers, buying more futures contracts. This ill-fated strategy exponentially deepened the crisis, irreversibly sealing the bank's fate. Barings Bank, the Queen's own bank, confronted unimaginable liabilities. The total financial loss surged £827 million sterling, which was about 1.4 billion US dollars. The bank's modest capital of around 400 million pounds was utterly insufficient. Internal controls were systematically circumvented or simply ignored. A critical absence of duty segregation allowed Leeson to both execute and clear his own trades. This fatal flaw let a junior trader accumulate catastrophic liabilities completely unnoticed by senior management. It was far too late for any effective intervention. On February 26, 1995, Barings Bank was declared insolvent. This was a devastating blow to its prestigious legacy. Dutch banking group ING acquired it for a symbolic £1, ending its 233-year existence. Leeson fled to Germany, but was apprehended and extradited to Singapore. He served 4 years of a 5.5-year prison sentence. This episode remains a stark reminder of unchecked risk, inadequate oversight, and individual greed. It profoundly impacted countless investors and employees globally. Regulators worldwide reevaluated risk management and audit procedures. They sought to prevent similar catastrophic collapses, ensuring robust financial safeguards.